In the US, I think there's organizations at every stage. You know, you could find an organization that knows everything and an organization that knows nothing, and many in between, probably same as here. But I think that many organizations are open to saying, we really want to be like that organization. You know, what are you doing? Can you help us? Can you give us tips? Or, you know, we want to be able to do this because our staff can do that, and we haven't created a way for that to happen as an organization, like social media. Many organizations have found that their use of social media is driven by individual staff trying out certain tools, knowing how they work, and then bringing that to the office. You know, years ago when individuals started using Facebook and organizations really weren't there yet, most of that adoption came from staff who had Facebook accounts and knew how it was being used and could see what that opportunity was for the organization. So I think many organizations take that path of individual staff adopting tools or just better understanding strategies and bringing that to the office. How to convince the unconvinced? That's the million-dollar question, right? I think that for many people, regardless of how old they are or where they live or what they want to do in their life, they're not going to be convinced until they understand that there's something of value there for them, and that it is not just you should do it because we've created these tools or these technologies exist, or, you know, because your friends are on Facebook, you should join it. None of that is going to ever get someone to adopt technology. It's never going to get them to move online unless they can see what the value is for them. There's resources there they hadn't been able to access. There's social services they didn't know about that now they can sign up for. So really taking, it's a much harder approach, but a more individualized approach to help people figure out where they are and what they may want or need that's available online so that they can get there, instead of assuming everyone wants to be on Facebook, so we'll just promote Facebook, everyone is now online. That will never work. What's the value of social tools to NGOs? I think for many of them it's a way to show that they are doing work every day. You know, they're not just the one time at the end of the year when they want to send out that fundraising message, but Twitter or Facebook, whatever, allows them to show that they're working on their campaigns, they're advancing their mission every day in little stories and little examples, and, you know, bring their community in throughout the process, and not just, you know, one time with a really big ask to give money or to give their time or to come to an event, but instead to just keep that relationship every day.
So I think the challenge with technology and the non-profit sector in Nigeria is majority of the NGOs in Nigeria are very traditional. So for a long time they've been carrying out their operations without the opportunity of the kind of technology that the internet and mobile gives them access to. And so for them there's a challenge on how do they leapfrog, how do they start creating solutions that now leverage these tools. I mean, you have a number of them that are now starting to implement or use technology in their activities, but they're not, I don't think they're doing it at a pace that's rapid enough for the scale of the social challenges that we have in Nigeria. In most cases for them, technology is something that, yeah, I do because everybody says you should do it. So they have a website, but they never update the website, or they have a social media page, but they never really use it. Whereas those tools can actually be used in a more powerful way, which is kind of things that we try and support them to do. So I think for tech sector to have a role in digital education in Nigeria, tech sector itself needs to get more advanced in the use of digital tools. There are a number of tech sector organizations that are already playing increasingly important roles, working in low-income areas in Nigeria where you have lots of young people but who are not computer literate, who are not literate in the use of digital tools. To put it in Nigeria a little bit into context, 50% of Nigeria is under 20. 75% of Nigeria is under 35. So Nigeria has a very young population. And unfortunately the education system in Nigeria is not good, and so you need other bodies, quasi-bodies like non-profit sector organizations that can come in and fill the gap that the schools and the universities are not be able to fill, because the world is changing. Most jobs that are going to exist in the future are going to rely on digital skills, and unfortunately the universities and the schools are not empowering young people enough in readiness for those jobs, and that's a role that I think that's overcome. So what we do in our organization is to help third sector organizations and individuals in the country realize the possibility and that exists in the use of technology to solve social problems in Nigeria. So part of the things we do is we bring people in third sector organizations in contact with technology, software developers, designers, so that there can be cross-pollination of ideas, so that third sector experts can talk about the challenges they face in delivering their jobs, and the guys in the technology field can use their expertise in seeing what kind of creative and innovative use of technology can we develop to solve these challenges. And our work is to make sure that those conversations happen, but also when those ideas are developing, help them go out as actual tools that can actually create social change. Europe has, while Europe has lots of infrastructure challenges sorted, so banking penetration in Europe is extremely high. Technology penetration in most of Europe is extremely high. Literacy in lots of Europe is extremely high. For lots of Africans, the mobile device is actually their first tool of connection. For lots of them, they can't do the computers, they can't do laptops. That's a different age. For them, the mobile is the primary tool. And as Africa is building, and as African developers, what we're building is we're building innovative applications that solve our own problems using mobile technology. And those ideas are going to be fresh, and they're different from anything that anyone in Europe can create. And those are the kind of things that we can teach.
I think non-profit organisations today do need to understand how they can use technology. They need to realise that this isn't anything that's going to go away. It's something that is here for the future, and I think all non-profit organisations do need to get on board with it, to understand how it's going to benefit them, and to play their part in this technology, to make the most of it. So I see a lot of non-profit organisations where the community members or families, individuals, citizens, people like me and you, they're using technology in their everyday lives. But a lot of non-profit organisations sort of are a little bit behind with it. They're not as advanced as some of the users of technology. So I think it's important that all organisations do make the most of what's available and really do get on board with what's out there. Okay.
Yes, about mobile. What especially?
Particularly mobile. Yes. We're all increasingly using smartphones and tablets for a whole range of activities. For sending messages, using checking Facebook and Twitter statuses. The power of the mobile phone, the many things that you can do with a mobile phone now really do, almost mind-blowing really. It's fantastic that a small mobile device like that can do so much. I think it's really good for storytelling. So communities, organisations, non-profit organisations can use a smartphone to talk to the people that benefit from their activities and their fundraising activities. They can record videos on YouTube, they can take pictures, share videos, share photographs, use Instagram. And for example, if you were running an event, say a fundraising activity in your community, then you can use that mobile phone to capture images from it, to capture video from it, or you can use that to promote an activity, an event that's going to take place in the future. So you can record the video from this event that's been successful and show that to people, prospective people that might want to come along to a further activity. In the UK, we probably see Facebook as being the primary way. It's very easy to get started with Facebook. It's easy to set up a group or a community, a special interest group on Facebook, and get people interested in the cause, the campaign that you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Twitter as well. I think Twitter is very powerful as a way to listen to what other people are talking about. So you can use hashtags, NGO Mobile for example, follow that hashtag and you can see lots of other people that aren't perhaps people that are in your circle of friends or people that you haven't already met, but they're all talking about the same thing. So that hashtag is bringing people together. I have used the NGO Mobile hashtag and every other tweet was in Polish apart from mine, so,
Okay, I understand.
so I'm trying.
Thank you very much.